Alrighty, hey there guys, welcome to another Microsoft Flight Simulator video. Today got another one right up my alley, as I like the vintage and smaller birds, mainly GA type stuff. This is the Un-spinnable and Un-stallable Ercoupe, or Ercoupe 415c. It's available now at Sim Market, just released like a day or two ago from right now. It is 20 euros, or about 23 US dollars, and it's by BRSimDesigns. They also made the Bonanza H35 V-tail, the Debonair 35, and the EMB 200 Ipanema, which is a crop duster. Cool little plane. Now, this is version 1.0. It's got a host of all kinds of stuff. Mainly, it's got 6 liveries, 8K full PBR textures, accurate flight model, 4 panel colors, static elements, options tablet inside the cockpit, so on and so forth. And a little bit about the plane itself. This is the Ercoupe, which is an American low-wing monoplane, first flown about the late 1930s, before the onset of World War II. Anyway, for the States, and it was designed by Fred Wick. It was originally manufactured by the Engineering and Research Corporation, which is what ERCO is, and essentially designed to be the safest fixed-wing craft available at the time. It had a crew of 1 and a passenger of 1, length of about 20 feet, span of about 30, height of almost 6. And it was powered by a Continental C75-12 4-cylinder air-cooled horizontally opposed piston engine, making around 75 horsepower. It had a top speed of around 110, a cruise of 95, stall 48. But wait, I thought this was unstallable. Hold on. A range of 300 miles and a ceiling of 13,000 feet. Something else that's interesting about this plane is it did not have rudder pedals. Now, some of them, I believe the later models, maybe not the 415c, did have rudder pedals, or people incorporated into the aircraft after they bought it, but it did not. They were kind of attached to the ailerons, so there are no independent rudder pedals. Anyway, let's go ahead and hop in this thing and take a look around. Alrighty, so we are sat at the Bryce Canyon Airport, and I'm going to try my best not to make you sick with my free cam movements here. This is one of the liveries, and we're just going to take a look at it. It's got a nice body. You can see all the rivets poking out. They're all 3D. It looks like there's a little bit of shine. It's a bit shiny, just for my liking personally. They mainly did look like this from what I know, but it's a good looking plane. The wing lights look very nicely modeled as well. It's a good looking lamp. Can even see the bulb in there. It looks really good. It's an interesting plane, having the fork tail overall. Nice looking prop and cap on there. Okay, we'll just get all up in it here. Doesn't have much of an engine model, as it was kind of housed, as you can see. You can see the horizontally opposed piston engine. Get up on the landing gear here. Looks okay. Doesn't look too bad. I do like all the rivets, though. The body itself looks very nice, very cool. Bright red, striking red. Got your wing walking strips here where you are allowed to step, if I'm not mistaken. See, when you don't see it in the sun, like on this side, it looks so just candy apple red. It's super sharp. Reminds me of like an old hot rod or something like that, if you will. But these stripes look very, very nice. Those are very clean and very, very sharp as well. Little bit of striation in that. I don't know if that's part of the body panel of the aircraft there, if it's supposed to be like that or not, but there's little bits and pieces missing as well out of the paint and whatnot, little chips, so that looks nice. It's not too clean, too brand new, if you will. This is N82RE. You can see the rudders here and the little hinges. Some more rivets as well, and those bolts. That looks really nice. That's a good looking hinge. Hinge Simulator 2020 checks out. Alright, here's the tail, of course. I feel like I'm looking at a miniature like B-25 Mitchell or something. That's pretty neat, though. It's a neat little airplane. Alright, so that is the exterior. Of course, it's got the glass canopy bubble for maximum visibility. Little aerials there on the top. It's a good looking plane. The model looks nice. Like I said, it's just a bit too shiny for my taste. It'd be nice if it was kind of drabbed down just a little tiny bit. But it looks okay for the most part. See this rail on the sliding canopy here. And even that's got some nice weathering around that. That looks really good there. That looks really good. Like if the whole plane kind of looked like that, you know. Just maybe slightly less shine. Alright, I will shut up about the shininess. And let's hop in this thing here. I really have no clue what I'm doing. This is the first look. I literally just installed this thing. That's a great 128-bit van sitting there off to our right, so we'll try not to look at that. So this thing's got a little onboard tablet like a lot of planes and flight simulators seem to have now, which is pretty neat. Yes, you can see my yoke just kind of jittering again. That's my hardware doing that. So yeah, it kind of needs to just settle out there. So there we go. Nope. Yep, it's still having a moment. Just take a look around the inside of this thing as well. Some nice looking fabric on the seats. Those look really good. Weathered as well. Got those big old seams. That looks really good. The back, you can throw a couple of bags or whatnot back there. Even that back wall looks really nicely done. It'd get hot in here, I would imagine. Would get very hot. What do we got here? That's our door. So you can open the doors. The canopy, very nice. Let's pop outside and see if that goes as well. Exterior, seems like it does. Nice. And the sound did change as well. So it's occlusive sound, which is nice. We'll pop that back on. There we go. Yep. Sound away and sound back. That's nice. Okay. That should be like default now with aircraft and flight sim, right? Stuff like that. So, all right. So what do we do here? Let's reset the altimeter. Okay. All right. So first and foremost, we've got our 3 fuel gauges. There's one there on the nose. You can see the little doohickey in there. Looks like it's full, which is nice. There should be one on each wing as well. There we go. And it'd probably be a bit hard to see the one on the right wing. Yes. Okay. All right. So it does have a manual. It does have documentation, which is nice. But just for the sake of how I learn things, I try not to take a look at it. I mainly use it as sort of a reference, if you will. So I'm going to try and fire this thing as it stands. So let's see if we can hide the yokes. Yes, you can. Lovely. All right, do we have anything down here to mess with? What is this here? That is your pitch trim. Okay, what do we got here? It's the carb, cabin lighting, yoke visibility's there. Here's the anti-ice. All right, that's our throttle, park and brake. Do I have that set? Yes, okay. Hot air, carb as well. There's our mixture. All right, magnetos. There's our fuel selectors. It looks fairly simple. That's what I love about little GA aircraft like that. So we're going to go ahead and pull the mixture, or push it all the way in, actually. There we go. Let's see. Yay. Yeah, we're pretty high up in elevation. We'll leave it rich for now. We'll definitely lean it out once we get in the air. All right, let's see here. There's our fuel pump, fuel valve. I believe we need to pop that on. Battery, we'll pop that on. Alternator off for now. Avionics master. Landing lights, beacon lights, nav lights, and strobe lights. Now, as I said in the last video I did, this is only my second flight simulator video. I'm very likely not going to do this in the very correct order that you're supposed to do it, but we'll see if we can get it fired anyway. Let's go ahead and move that to both. Let's get our magnetos on. So they're on both. All right, let's see if we can fire it here. We'll crack the throttle a tiny bit. Negative. Okay.
Kilo Bravo Charlie.
There we go. All right. You might have heard my dog bark in the background once or twice there. That would mean she is unhappy, as she usually is, as she always wants to be outside. So I do apologize if you heard that. The prop disc looks good. You can see the cowling kind of vibrating there on the front. That's pretty neat. Let's open it up here, listen to it a bit better. Alright, we'll just run it up here, warm her up, see what she sounds like. It's not too loud. I do have the sounds turned down a bit, but from what I know from these things, it sounds fairly accurate. It's got a good looking prop disc. It's not over the top, you know, you can just see it. It's there. The whole thing wobbling, vibrating, gyrating. Look at the tails. That's awesome. That looks nice. Thing's bouncing. Okay. We'll lower it back down here. Should probably close the doors. That'd probably be a good idea. Matter of fact, because I completely suck at editing, I'm going to pop that open the options, and we're going to look at the sound, and we're going to turn the engine volume up. And the master, we'll do like 70. Every plane's hit or miss, so it's hard to tell. That's a little better, a little better. Okay, so hopefully we don't clip this 128-bit van sitting over here, that poor thing. So let's check our gauges here. It's pretty warm out, if I'm not mistaken, so I'm not going to worry about the carb. That is our pitch trim again. Cylinder temps are a bit low. We'll just warm her up for a minute. There's our cockpit lights. That does work very nice. The gauges look pretty good. The interior of this thing's very nice. I like all these little rivets here. Look very good. Okay, let's make sure I've got everything set here. Go ahead and turn our alternator on. The fuel pump, I don't think we need that on, right? It does not have autopilot, does not have GPS, and that is A-okay with me. So let's see. We're going to completely just not listen to ATC for a moment. They'll probably scream at us, but oh well. Let's go ahead and roll and see how this thing feels on the taxi. I like the bouncing. Look at that prop. That is a good looking prop animation. Me likey. Alright, numero tres. Gonna head to the right here. It feels pretty good. Taxi. It's not too crazy, not too spicy. It's very not a spicy meatball, which is pretty much what you want on taxi anyway, right? You don't want any accidents before you get in the air. Feels pretty good. It's bouncing around. It's got a lot of little sounds, little intricate noises, the panels and whatnot. You can see that brake and hear it as well. It's rattling and all kinds of goodies. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to turn it up some more. So I feel like I watch a lot of these videos too, and I feel like you can hardly ever hear sounds for these things for aircraft. So we're going to turn it up some more. I want to hear this thing. Hopefully you do too. Because that's a big part of it for me is sound. Alright, here we go. Runway 3. Alright, so we'll go ahead and pop the parking brake on here for a minute. Alright, so we're going to take a look at the tablet here. So I brought the yokes back. To power the tablet on, you hit this little thing at the top here, this little doodad here, silver boobop up here, tablet power. So this has gear fairings, so it's set on show. That's hide. We'll see what that looks like. Oh, very nice. Very aerodynamic. That looks very late 40s and 1950s. All right, those look pretty nice. We'll put that back on. Panel color blue, so you can change that. I believe there's several settings. Blue, black, red, yikes, and yeller. We'll go with black. Static elements. We are on the runway, but, you know, I'm not a professional. Not going to try to be. So we just straight tied down and chalked up on the runway. It does have tie downs and chalk, so you can see the remove for flight bits there. I completely forgot the name of those. There's one on the back as well, so that's cool. So you can have it all tied down on the ramp. Put that back window cover, and now we can't see a thing. That's pretty cool. Oh, look at that. That's nice. Looks like one of those, you know, horse tours, you know, going through like a historic city or something to keep the horses from getting spooked. You probably don't want to fly like this, but, you know, to each their own. And cockpit vibrations, engine start only. We're going to do engine running. Save options. Going to get rid of that. And let's fire this puppy back up. Let her warm up here a minute. Alright, let's see here. So, takeoff speed 65 knots. Rate of climb 550 FPM. Okay, 65 knots. We should be good to go. Let's see what happens here. Altimeter's reset. Parking brake's coming off. Let's boogie. It's got a pretty nice sound to it. Give her some more juice. That is a really nice sound. And that prop animation. Damn, that looks nice. We're already skidding. That's probably my my yoke, my flight stick here. There's 60. She bouncing. She's porpoising. Oh, dear Lord. Go ahead and pull back. Let's go. There we go. Now, I went to retract the landing gear, and like a dingus, I just realized they are not retractable. So that's not going to work. Feels pretty nice. Very floaty, yet nimble. I'm not getting too crazy on the stick here, but she's responded very nice. Let's see if we can gain some altitude. So apparently landing these things can be slightly difficult, as they apparently didn't have a tendency to flare really well. So I'm going to try my best here. I'm not going to do 20 takes. You're just going to see it as it happens.
Salt Lake Center, say on Bond Tree 4 is type 2 miles northeast of Kilo Bravo Charlie Echo 8,200 feet. Request flight following. Say on Bond Tree 4 Salt Lake Center.
That's ATC trying to say my my name, which is Shawnee Bonbon in the game. They don't do it quite well. Do an exterior look in here. Sounds pretty nice. I love those tail wing vibrating. That's great. That is great. The lights look nice. The nav lights look very nice as well. Alright, let's try and get some altitude here so we can test this anti-stall, anti-spin. Because if there's one good test pilot for a stall, you know, I'll nominate myself, because I'm not very good at this. So if somebody can stall something, it'd definitely be me. Let's see if we can lean this puppy out some more here. Probably need it. Getting close to 10,000 feet. And for the sake of the video, we will fast forward a bit. Alright, I really need to select a record hotkey that does not involve shutting the engine down, because that seems to be happening way too often here. So I was able to get it fired back up. We are right at about 11.5. The ceiling of this thing was 12,000 feet. I've got it leaned out quite a bit. I'm going to lean it out some more here. But we climbed up. We're getting close to 12, which is the service ceiling. And something else I forgot to mention earlier. Obviously, this thing has no flaps. Now, this thing is pretty incredible. It's a neat little plane. It's got some great history. This is definitely a sightseeing plane. I mean, look at this. You can see for days out of this thing. But anyway, that's not why we're up here. We're up here to see if we can stall. So stall speed is 42 knots. Alright, so we're just going to kill the power. Try and keep her level here. There's 40. I'm pulling back hard. There's 40. The nose just dips. Jumping Jemima. Okay. This is too good to be true. Let's try it again here. Try and keep it as level as possible here. Alright, back up to 70. And we're going to kill the power. 60. Can hear the wind through the canopy as well. This thing is incredible. For 20 some odd bucks. Very nice. About 45 mile an hour. Or knots, sorry. There's 40. She's dipping, but there's no wing tipping. She just glides, man. This thing is incredible. Alright. Okay. That's alright. It works. I mean, the aerodynamics and the physics in this thing, they say on the sales page for the thing, which, by the way, I did not mention, you could get it on Sim Market as of right now. I would imagine this thing will come to the MSFS marketplace at some point. Again, forgive my stick. It's having a moment. Alright, there's where we're going to land. We're going to attempt to, anyway. Go ahead and cut the power. I've trimmed up quite a bit. We've got some altitude to declimb, if you will. But yes, this is on Sim Market currently. 20 euros, 23 bucks. And we're going to try and land this thing. So the landing speed is 60 knots. And again, for the sake of time, we're going to fast forward a little bit and get a bit closer here. Alright, here we are. We are a bit closer to the runway, doing about 90. We do have a bit of a crosswind, it would seem, out here. And in the documentation that comes with the aircraft, it says, crosswind takeoff and landing in certain weather conditions. If there is a crosswind, it may be necessary to use the aileron to prevent the aircraft wing from touching the ground. Yikes. Okay. So, trim is very important anyway, and I always try to trim out for a nice smooth landing when possible, but in this it seems it is a very necessary here. So we're trimmed up a little too much, so I'm going to drop the nose a little bit here. A little bit too high, little bit higher than I want it to be, but it's a fairly long runway. It's like 7,000 feet, some odd. I love this area though, in this airport here. Drop the throttle back again. See how she feels once I level her out here. Yeah, we're going soups fast. Try to hit them bars up there. Alright, there's about 70. Alright, let's start killing the airspeed. There's 60. Little bounce. A lot of bounce. Thing's porpoising like a mofo. Now, that could very well be likely because I didn't have the trim set correctly. It even kind of did that on takeoff, as you saw. And it could very much be pilot error. But it sounds good. It feels good. Definitely need to get the takeoff and landing down a bit. Can climb fairly well. It's just a nice old school GA aircraft. It looks incredible as well. Just a neat little plane. You know, it was one of those planes back in the day where pretty much all you ever heard was Piper. You know, so it's a contender for that, which is pretty cool as well. We'll just pull off the runway here. Totally realistic fashion. We'll go suck some sand in the engine. It feels great on the ground. It's got a lot of nice little features. Just about everything in the cockpit is clickable. But yeah, it would really seem you got to kind of gently put this thing down because it does have a tendency to bounce. With that tail boom hanging like it does, I mean, you can see as this thing is just sitting here, it's got a tendency to kind of just fall back. So a very gentle landing is necessary. Alright, we'll hop in the menu real quick and take a look at the plane in the menu as it looks and the liveries that you're going to get with it. Right, so we are in the menu. This is Erco SE BFX. It's just like a silvery sheen. This is Erco N82RE. This is N3644H, PHNCE. Couple of nice liveries. It's always nice to have a few, but better yet, I'll tell you what, we'll go into the profile and the hangar and look at them that way. There we go. That's probably a better idea, eh? So that's one of them there. This is the silver bullet one here, which looks very nice. Now, as far as the shine like this thing's got overall that I kind of griped about with the red one, that works on this one. Mega. So that looks very nice. This is the one that we were in here. The next one, kind of a two-tone. This one's got a sort of a nice weathered, flatter look to it, which is nice. This has got that old school, back before the Air Force was the Air Force look to it. The blue and yellow, and the roundels with the stars. This one is silver and yellow with the roundels and the stars. And this one is like a straight army color, which looks pretty cool. Nice olive drab. But that's it, guys. Ercoupe 415c. Just wanted to have a quick look at it. Nice little plane. I love stuff like this, so I figured I'd just take a look at it. I hope the video was informative. If you want to check it out for yourself, I'll link it down below, and you can go and have a look at it. But that's it. As always, I appreciate the view, and I'll see you next time. Take care out there.